selection of quality pre-owned cars at QualityCarCareStatesville.com or call 704-871-2535.
Oh, shoot. Love you guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, LKM. 7:06. Everybody's home today.
Yeah.
It seems like across all of the school districts I'm looking at here, even Iredell Statesville is remote learning day. Lincoln County is remote learning day. CMS announced last night.
Yep.
I believe charter schools also remote learning. So it's kind of a little bit. And if you're homeschooled,
You're
it's
already home.
You're already probably done with your day. Like
Probably, yeah.
Because you got it with so much excitement, thinking there was going to be snow this morning,
Right.
maybe. But now it's moved, I think, a little bit later toward the morning, through the morning.
I'm not quite sure. I've seen different models, I think is what Chase Myers would say.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully he has the news for us today.
He should at 7:30. Chase
All
Myers
right.
will be joining
Good to
us.
know.
We're going to break down this weather scenario, what's going on.
Because I saw one that said it would be here at like noon. I saw one that said it would be here at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And then one of them just said like, nah, nothing's happening. So somebody's right. Somebody's going to be right.
Last time, I feel like we were prepared. I feel like we went through the process. We went through the motions. We took the steps necessary to get ready for this thing.
Yeah.
And this time, nobody cared. Like,
No.
it just doesn't, it's not hitting
I
the same.
think it's the boy who cried wolf, you know?
Mm.
We got ready for it. Well, the first one was a surprise. And then the second one was like, all right, now we're going to be ready. And now this one, people are like, no.
I don't believe it.
Also, we had fake spring. And so now we're just like, I'm done. Winter's over. Let's move on. Next
Just
season.
confused now.
Yeah. Let's start talking about warm weather things. Let's not talk about snow. But
Getting
anyway,
outside,
I know,
trying to.
yes, the kids are very excited. And then last time we got a little bit of snow and sleet. I mean, it was flurries at best. You know, it was a dusting, I think is what we called it.
Stop the cap.
But there were kids in my neighborhood who the first hint of a flake that fell, they were on their sleds going down the hill, just sledding down the leaves.
Tearing up the grass.
It was hilarious. So it was fun to watch them. So it'll be fun to watch the kids in the neighborhood again today.
We've started talking about this morning before the show. It's seeming like, okay, if there is any precipitation, the freezing overnight
I
into
think
tomorrow.
that's going to be the hardest part is looking at tomorrow. So tomorrow's plans may be canceled. Call ahead. I actually saw, so you said that, you said that before, like just check, call in and check. And then Town of Mooresville did a post and it was like, maybe we're open, maybe we're not. Maybe you should call somebody. So I like to think we're influencing the influencers out there.
It's a great method to use
It's great.
because it's actually not that difficult. It's almost weird picking up the phone and dialing a phone number and calling someone. Like who uses their phone for that these days for the most part?
I know.
And so doing that, you kind of can, make sure and confirm almost the direct.
Katie, we went through the teenage years together, and every once in a while you have to ground a kid. And her grounding was really like, how do you ground a kid in this time? What do you do? And you can't go anywhere, but also the phone has to be a big part of it. So I would just turn her phone off, but she could still call people. She's like, what if there's an emergency? I was like, oh, you can call people. And she was like, well, who does that anymore? Like, that's a fate worse than death. She's like, I can't even text somebody. I was like, no, but you can call whoever you want and talk to them all day and complain about how horrible your mother is by making you call people on the phone. So just know for your kids, it may change by the time they're teenagers, but that's it. That's the ticket.
Right now, it's sit on the end of the bed and be. That's
Right, I know,
Don't
I know.
move.
I just think that
Stop
one,
putting on your shoes.
I think because for me, I would get grounded from the phone. That was like step one, you're grounded from the phone. Step two, you're grounded from like going out with your friends. And so now it's, flip back.
Man, I got grounded this one time. Yeah. It was rough. And now knowing too, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Looking back on it, I'm innocent. I was innocent.
Oh, you didn't do it?
I didn't do
man,
it.
I'd love to get grounded now. I'd love to get grounded, man. Tell me I can't go anywhere. I can't talk to anybody for a day or two. Please. How do I get in trouble? Make that happen for a couple days.
Also want to let you know, school is out, but trash utilities still seem to be running. So Huntersville made this post that if today's your day, don't not put your trash can out.
Yes.
Thinking that the people that got to work aren't going to work.
Well, Town of Cornelia said, put it out put it out early. They're going to come early, so they're going to start earlier.
Mm.
And I think Mooresville said something similar. So check each town, whatever town you're in, check, make sure, call somebody if you need to.
Call the government phone line number. Do that.
When my trash
Flip
coming.
it on them. Rather than you getting all the calls and spam calls all the time, you call in and just say,
Yeah.
just checking on y'all, making sure you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so everybody just, stay alert, keep your eyes open, and if you got to go out, be careful.
Yeah. This morning, I did see Elon put out Grok as its own app now. You can download Grok separately, so like a Chat GPT. So new tool out there almost, and I did download it real quick. Interesting question.
Wow.
The question it asked me when I opened the app for because it's asking, you're giving
Right.
away your life story here on it.
Right.
Where your starting point is your starting point in the app. It asks you what year you were born. So an interesting way of wording. It didn't ask me how old I was. It said
Sorry.
what year were you were born.
I don't know. It's none of your business.
And so,
I'll say Croc.
so this is an opportunity too. You can start off in really whatever timeline you want.
Right. You can
if
be whoever you wanna be.
Do you think you should have been in the
How do you think I
1920s?
am?
You
How do I
think you
look?
should have been there?
That's what I'd say.
I like wearing big hats, and so that's you can pick now
Right.
at this point,
Right.
and that's all just a new thing. KFC is moving. I'm arguing that it's possible they should change their name, and that's because now they're going to move to Texas.
Okay.
And Kentucky Fried Chicken, is that not from Kentucky?
Yeah.
And if you're moving to Texas, don't you need to be Texas Fried Chicken?
Yeah. They gonna make it different in Texas, or still gonna have 11 herbs and spices?
Wouldn't know. Hadn't been
It's
there.
gonna get the 12th. It's gonna be super spicy.
Just Rob, what's Rob's formula on chicken from Texas?
Just
I don't.
lots of hot sauce.
It's spicy.
Oh yeah, always hot sauce on everything. He puts hot sauce on spaghetti.
Well,
I've never been more offended in my life.
it might be a little different than the current formula. So,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah, just lots of hot sauce. So I've never seen him eat chicken without hot sauce on it.
It was wild though, because as this came across my timeline, what followed in my timeline, it really just got, this is how they keep you when they say it's about food. It's not that. We've been talking about geography.
Mm-hmm.
Found a map here on how to spot Kentucky.
Okay.
If you didn't have the words on
Okay.
the map, okay, if you're looking at a map of the United States, and right in the middle, you got some states.
Mhm.
Now, if you kind of get, when you're coloring in the map, you can see it looks like a chef.
Okay.
And then the chef has his hands out, and there's this pan.
Mhm.
Pan is Tennessee.
Yeah.
So right above that is the chicken, and
Oh.
that's Kentucky.
Okay. Now name the hat, the head, the shirt, the pants, and the boots.
Okay, okay.
From the top to
I think-
start with the hat.
Dang, that one's right between.
I'm telling you.
Start with the feet.
Start with the feet.
Yeah.
Is
Start
that
with the boots.
Louisiana?
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We'll go to some pants. Arkansas.
Maybe.
We'll go above that. Idaho.
No. I think that's Missouri is up there.
Above that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. It's not Wisconsin.
No. I don't know. I really don't know that.
It's not Rhode
I
Island.
have no idea.
Man, that whoever that is,
That's a state, man.
what are they doing right
I don't
now?
know. I don't know who
If
that
you're
is.
on the WSIC news app right now and you're looking at the picture, because this is the color drawn in map here, which the WSIC news app's available on iOS and Google Play. You get all 35 hours of all the content we do here at WSIC. It's colored. It's the head. I don't know what that state is. You think Chase Myers knows what state this is?
Yeah,
You
we'll
think
ask
he's
him.
got all 50 memorized? He
Sure he
might.
does.
We're gonna get a look at the weather. 7:30.
Stay where you are. There's more Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain. Starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out, dry it out, heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Listen, save, enjoy. The WSIC app, available now in your app store.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Floors, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, okay. 7:18. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday Day. That's what the day it is.
Yep.
Wow. But everybody's at home right now. So if you're having to make plans inside the house, I like the fort kind of thing. If you put the blankets, the hard part is keeping the blankets, still so they don't fall off,
Right.
because inevitably someone's head is going to go up and knock them off, and then you're going to have to, reset it, and that kind of can get difficult. But if you have to do it, you got to do it.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird. The bird's a winner. Well, the bird is a winner.
It's time for the word of the day. What's the word?
Word of the day.
Today's word of the day on this, the 19th.
Yes, sir.
No snow yet.
Not yet.
Not
We
yet.
don't have any windows, so we wouldn't know.
It's
but
early.
Yes, I can say
You keep
it
an eye on
looks
it for us.
cold. It's gray out. The ground is kind of shiny, sparkly. That's how cold it is. You'll know what I mean when you get out there. It's cold.
Glossy.
Let's see. Today's word of the day, however, logorrhea. You ever heard of this one?
I feel like we've had this word.
You think we have? It sounded somewhat familiar.
Logorrhea.
Logorrhea. We're gonna go with it. If you know what it is, don't shy away. Put me in my spot.
But it's
here.
what it sounds like, I think.
Logorrhea.
Mm-hmm.
Logorrhea. Word of the day.
Logorrhea.
Word of the day.
Yeah, logorrhea. For those following along at home, we're dealing with a noun, so hunker down with me. Logorrhea. RRHEA.
Logorrhea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a noun.
Yes. Would you like to hear it in a sentence?
I'm going to need it. It's word of the day. Bill gives us the word. We guess the definition. Going to be guessing right now.
On Good Morning LKN, Mamie diagnosed Justin with a severe case of logorrhea after he took 5 minutes to answer a yes or no question.
Exactly what you think it is. What's the end of it sound like?
Logorrhea. Oh, yeah, Justin.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Rhea?
Yeah. What's the end of the word sound like?
Diarrhea?
Mm-hmm.
You got the poops?
No. Logo means word. Diarrhea of the mouth. When you talk too much.
That's exactly what it means.
Exactly. When you talk too much about
That's how
nothing.
words. I feel like you just taught me how words work. That's.
It's
Correct.
just
She broke it down.
the first time I ever heard that word, I was like, sounds like diarrhea. And they're like, that's exactly what it sounds like what it is. But it's when you talk too much. So just
That's
blah,
exactly
blah,
what it
blah,
is.
blah, 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 blah.
when you talk too much.
When you got a severe case of loquaciousity.
Loquacious.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
We had that word. That word I do remember. Synonym.
I feel like we had this word before though, but
You're
maybe
probably
not.
right.
Maybe not.
I got a good one for tomorrow too.
Logorrhea, word of the day. When you talk too much, we'll try to use it in a sentence throughout the day at some point here. We'll see if that can be accomplished, and you can catch word of the day each day.
It brings me to a would you rather question.
Okay.
Have logorrhea or diarrhea?
That's if you could be in the solace by yourself.
Yeah,
Just
sorry. I thought it was an easy question.
Talking to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the advantage
I'd
of
pick
one as compared
logorrhea,
to the
yeah.
other one.
Just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, Merlefest is coming up. April 24th through the 27th. It's going down in Wilkesboro as it usually does each year, and it's a fantastic lineup this year. Like every year, the Avett brothers playing this year. Bonnie Raitt as well is going to be there. Wyatt Floors. I'm with her. Brent Cobb. Wonderful festival that happens every single year, and grateful to have tickets to give away to Merlefest this year as we did last year. It's a lot of fun. And so if you want that opportunity, when right now you should be listening to the Home Ad Show. Well, you can't do it right now because it's on 9 to 11, Monday through Friday. And the point of it is if you've got somebody who's got a birthday or anniversary, call them in and get them on the prize wheel. Because here's the thing. If they win the prize wheel each day, each week, all those birthdays and anniversaries are put together to another kind of prize thing going on.
Right.
And out of that group. So if you know people with birthdays and anniversaries, get them on the wheel because that's
right.
more entries. That's how you can get in on this if you want. And they're the any day passes, so you can go. You'll get two
of those
tickets.
3
You can pick
days,
any days
yeah.
you want. Merlefest, a cool concert, or really more of a festival. I remember when Zach Brown Band played there years and years and years ago, and that was when I was first kind of introduced to Merlefest. And every year they've got some phenomenal groups.
Yeah,
and,
they do
and
it.
acts come
They do
through.
a great job with it. Great, like nicely organized and great food too. I think that was what people talk about too, like all the different food vendors and craft vendors that they have there. So,
and really,
cool.
what the concert's about. This isn't like what was the Firefest or what was the
the Fire Festival. Yes, this is not that.
This isn't that, or this isn't a Coachella.
No, it's not a Coachella.
This
either.
isn't a Coachella.
It's not a Burning Man. No.
Nope, we're not burdening people.
Nope. We're just going out or hanging out or listening to good music.
It's
and
actually
having a
for
good time.
Wilkes Community College. So Wilkes and the dollars for community colleges, and this is one of the ways that they actually raise dollars for their programs that they do. And so it's a great way to support as well in that way, as far as going to Merlefest and being part of it. So.
Yeah, and they always say it's super family friendly too. So you could go camp up there for the weekend, take all the kids. If that's
Live the life.
That's your thing. Go sleep outside. If that's what you like to do for fun, go have a good time.
Always an option. You can
There's
go.
also Greystone Lodge close by for my friends that don't like to do that.
Which we are excited. We are going to have Selena and Justin in studio. We've met them before face to face, and they actually are longtime friends of WSIC, and so we're excited to have them in studio. So you have a chance to meet them as owners of Greystone Lodge and get to chat with them as well. That'll be coming. Was going to be almost today, but then we just thought with the snow, we got bamboos. Other places are prepared. I feel like we weren't as prepared this time.
You feel like we didn't prepare enough? What else do we need to do?
And we're gonna have to ask Chase Myers that. I don't know. That's the.
I don't. I can get my salt shaker out and like salt the steps or something. That'll make you feel better. I think we got some salt packets over there in the kitchen. Get them out there. Throw some salt out there. Make you feel a little safer.
Okay, I don't want you thinking about terrible things all day, but I do need to give you an update. The asteroid. It's moving closer toward.
I appreciate this.
Not in the way we wanted. Unfortunately, this is from Colin Rugg on X. NASA has increased the chance a major asteroid smashes into Earth in 2032, now giving it a 3.1% chance. This is up from 2.6. We just hit 2.6 last week. It's not. Oh, This video is crazy. This is all AI, by the way. This is not real. You're not worried. There's not an asteroid. If you're watching on the live show right now, this is completely AI. NASA says the odds the asteroid hits Earth is 1 in 32. It is big enough to wipe out an entire city.
Wow.
The large cities with the highest risk are Bogota, Abidjan, Lagos, Khartoum, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Dhaka. And there's like a line too, like through the Earth, like in this video, like where it's like showing kind of where the trajectory, right? According to experts, the 177-foot diameter asteroid would release 8 megatons of energy on impact, 500 times the energy released by the atomic bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. NASA has successfully tested asteroid deflection technologies. China, also coming up a little bit closer in time, going to be testing its own technology on a small asteroid in 2027. Are you not entertained? So we'll test ahead of time just in case. We have to, again, preparedness is what it.
I'll just watch Armageddon like 5 or 6 times to prepare.
This is from the European Space Agency's Planetary Defense Office, Richard Mosil. This is not a crisis at this point in time.
Okay.
This is not the dinosaur killer.
Okay.
This is not the planet killer. This is at most dangerous for a city.
Okay.
So only one.
At most.
Only one. Which one? Which one is it gonna... We'll see.
We'll see. All right. Well, thank you for that.
Execute Order
Daily.
66.
I think we're into a daily asteroid update now, so I appreciate that.
I'm just 2032 will be here before you know. Look at the incandescent light bulbs.
I have to laugh or I'll cry.
All right.
I mean, it's actually terrifying info.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have to think. I'm still going on what? We still have, a 90% chance that it's not going to happen, so I'm just going to stick on that side. And go with the odds.
And I saw something else, too. There was something else I'd seen with lasers or something. Oh, it was, let me see. Oh, this was going to be, I think, in the adult hour. Oh, yeah. So there's a DHS helicopter, Department of Homeland Security helicopter, shot by lasers from Mexico. So as far as, China shooting lasers into, take over, shoot out of the sky, which, hey, if they're doing it, we're probably doing it, too. But a helicopter says that they got shot. This is on Fox News. They're saying that a DHS helicopter patrolling the border was struck 3 times. By a laser from Mexico.
Wow.
So Mexico's got lasers too.
This isn't just some kid with a laser pointer. This is like actually doing damage to it.
An AS-350 helicopter patrolling about 13 miles west of McAllen International Airport in Texas was struck 3 times by a laser that was pointed at the aircraft from a vehicle on the Mexican riverbank last week.
What?
So it just says laser. It doesn't say standard grocery store laser pointer with mini batteries.
Did they get it at spare time or did they get it, at the weapons store?
I don't know.
Okay.
But we don't like the idea probably of lasers at all, right?
I don't like the idea of it. No, not at all. No. Okay. Well, keep your eyes open.
Wild times.
Yeah.
Those are 2 crazy stories.
2 very crazy stories.
Back to back.
Asteroids.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to internalize all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I could go a little bit easier. Hornets are playing the Lakers tonight. I think Mark Williams is going to be there.
Both teams, all-time offense?
Yeah, I think it's in LA. It's tonight, and
Sure.
Mark is going to be there. And is that going to be weird?
Definitely.
Because the trade didn't go through. So it's now it's like kind of like,
where
hey
does he even
guys,
sit?
what do you guys want me to do? Right?
Correct.
Almost like because
You just stand in the middle of the court.
everyone's here. Let's make a decision. Figure this thing out. Move on with our lives.
Is it winner gets Mark or loser gets Mark? I'm trying to figure that part out.
If you don't deal with it, you'll be talking about it every day until 2032. If you just don't deal with it now and rip the Band-Aid off, you just might have to address it every single day. It's rough. We're gonna talk about this snow next too. Chase Myers.
Good.
We need an expert.
Keep it right here. Justin, Bill, and Mamie will be right back with more Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out, dry it out, heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
When you have problems with your heating system, you need SHA Mechanical. Serving the region since 1975, SHA will make sure your system always stays in the best condition. Visit SHA Mechanical online at shamechanical.com.
Now is the right time to buy or sell your home. I'm Matt Madison with Madison & Company Realty. With high interest rates, low inventory, and a lot of people moving to our area, it makes people wonder. But we have the answers for you. Call us at Madison & Company Realty in Statesville to help you navigate the real estate market. 704-873-7700. Visit us online at MadisonandCompanyRealtyNC.com. Madison & Company Realty, we've got you covered.
Brighten up your winter wardrobe at Mina's Boutique, a curated selection of affordable, on-trend fashion for all shapes and sizes. Located in downtown Cornelius, Mina's is your go-to spot for clothes and accessories that bring joy to every season. See you at Mina's.
Year-end specials, Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville. How about this for a bargain? 2024 Chevrolet Equinoxes. These are the LT models as low as $22,770. We have got over 25 of these vehicles in stock. You pick the color, drive it home today. That is a Randy Marion Chevrolet Statesville special. Again, $22,770. $22,770. Only a couple thousand miles on these vehicles. Come see them today. Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm excited to let you know that Lake Mountain Coffee is now available for private events. Our beautiful historic building with its 360-degree mezzanine has hosted many private parties, catered diners, and even an actual wedding. Please contact Andy at 704-252-1886 for more information. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageAndWellness.com with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Trump's now threatening to widen his trade war and slap tariffs as high as 25% on imports of automobiles, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals. An announcement could come, he says, as soon as April 2nd. Trump says he wants to give companies time to possibly relocate their factories or plants to the U.S. before announcing new import taxes. New levies on automobiles would have sweeping effects on that industry, with automakers in Europe and Asia likely to be among the most affected. We have a pair of major economic reports on the calendar for today: housing starts and minutes of the Federal Reserve's last policy meeting. Economists surveyed by Bloomberg forecast that January housing starts fell, mostly due to higher mortgage costs and a very cold winter season this year. Stock futures have all turned lower. Dow futures lower by around 0.2. The S&P 500, which set a new record high yesterday, is lower by around 0.1. I'm Scott Carr, Bloomberg Radio.
No radio? No worries.
Just ask Alexa to play WSIC.
Want to talk with Justin, Bill, or Mamie? Give them a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on WSIC.
Good morning, okay. 7:34. A sport that's just been decimated by the start of another sport, tennis. After pickleball started, tennis just got pushed way down low, completely out of the picture, nothing happening whatsoever with it. And now it seems like tennis might be on the rise back, at least from the dollars for the town of Cornelius here. And that's a story we'll talk about here in a little bit.
That's right.
Chase Myers joins us this morning here to talk about the weather and what's going on, because we've got to figure out what to do until what, about 10 o'clock? How long do I have to wait, Chase?
Waiting is sort of the name of the game around here for winter, isn't it? I would say really the start time for us for this event is mostly between about 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. And when I say that, it's kind of a loose and a broad paintbrush, but it's actually snowing above our heads right now, but not reaching down to the ground. One of the big things that we've been talking about with this system this time is dry air and how that could be a limiting factor for us. So all of that snow has to overcome that dry air before it reaches the ground. So that's kind of why I have that broad paintbrush for start time. And when it starts, it's likely going to be pretty spotty and pretty light at first, and then a little more scattered as we get into the afternoon. You kind of have to think about the atmosphere as a sponge. Think about a brand new sponge you pull out of a packet. It doesn't drip water initially. You have to run the water over it, let it saturate, and then the water comes out. The atmosphere kind of works in the same way.
So it's snowing right now, but it's not snowing right now?
That's pretty much what I said. Yep.
That invisible snow.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll make it there. So is it going to get colder throughout the day then? Is that how it's going to work?
It does. Yeah, that's how it works. We're sitting right around freezing right now for most of us. But as the snow starts to fall, we have what we call evaporative cooling. So it takes energy away from the atmosphere that's heating the atmosphere to try and evaporate that water or any moisture that's falling from the sky. That's how the water cycle works. So initially, when that snow starts to fall, we'll probably drop into the upper 20s to right around 30. But we're going to be holding around or just below freezing pretty much all afternoon into tonight and into tomorrow morning. So even if we don't get a lot of snow or ice, it's still going to cause slick roads. And that's kind of really the big impact with this system. I don't really expect there to be a lot in the way of power outages, really, if many at all. But slick roads are going to be the thing that really kind of shut us down or at least halt life for a little bit.
Do you think tonight into tomorrow with how the temperature, and you would probably know the temperature better than me, do you think it refreezes? Like, can we have like the tomorrow morning kind of like ice situation, or what's your thoughts on that?
So tomorrow morning's a little interesting because we're pretty much going to be at or below freezing all day today. So anything that falls is going to stick pretty quickly. So there's not going to be a melting and a refreeze. It's just going to kind of be there tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning's interesting in the fact that even though I expect any snow, ice, freezing rain that we have this afternoon to really taper off by dinner time, if not before. I think we're going to be dry in the overnight period. But tomorrow morning, kind of the same time, around morning commute time frame between about 7 and 11, I think we could get another quick burst of snow. Now, depending on, I'm not sure exactly where that sets up, if it's more foothills or if it's more closer up to the Triad, the Greensboro area or not. But wherever that sets up, that could be another quick coating on top of whatever we get today. So if your roads are slick in the morning, that quick coating is going to continue to make them slick, at least until midday tomorrow. After that, I think we're clearing and windy. The sunshine tomorrow should help us. We'll be above freezing for a little bit in the afternoon. That, along with sun and a little bit of wind, should help to dry up some of the major roadways. But I would still be, a little cautious about side roads, neighborhood side streets. Anywhere that's shaded tomorrow is still going to be frozen and still have those slick spots into Friday morning, too.
I'd like to think that I have friends in Greensboro and Raleigh and really everywhere. Like I like to think I try to be nice to everybody. But why do these other areas get snow and we don't get snow? I just feel it's not that far away, right? It's just an easy 45-minute drive to Winston. How do they get so much snow and then we don't get anything here?
Well, this one's really interesting in the fact that, usually when we talk, right, the mountains get snow all the time. It's a common thing. I was looking at our Boone camera, my Boone weather camera a little bit ago and waiting on the snow to start falling there. But even the mountains this time around are not really going to get the big snow out of this system. If you want good snow this time around, you've really got to be in like northeastern North Carolina. I'm talking about Roanoke Rapids, Roxboro, over toward the Outer Banks. And the reason for that is, if you think back and think about your grandparents talking about the big ones like we used to get around here, those usually come from the south. And part of the reason for that is that when they come from the south, they're very close to a moisture source in the Gulf, right? So it's able to suck in a lot of that water. For us, this time, the system is really coming from the Midwest. So it's been snowing, and it's been a pretty big system out that way over parts of the Midwest, out over parts of Kentucky. Even Tennessee's gotten some good snow. But there's really no moisture source close to the system for it to wrap in any extra, water, really. So it's kind of running out as it approaches us. And, of course, our mountains can help chop that up, too. So the big question with this is dry air. Now, once it moves past us and then gets off the coast later today, it's back out over water. So it can suck in more of that water, more of that moisture. So it's going to sort of replenish and refuel itself. That's why eastern North Carolina is going to get more snow than we will around the Charlotte area, Lake Norman area, and then really up even into the Triad. So we're sort of, living on the edge here. And I've been saying with this system, with this storm, that there's a big boom or big bust potential. And what I mean by that is, our forecast is really for about an inch or so of snow, sleet, freezing rain. But if that dry air really chops it up, it's been chopping it up a little over Tennessee this morning. If it really chops it up, there may be a quick coating and that's it. But if it still holds on to some moisture across the mountains, you may get 2 inches or more. So there's really a lot of wiggle room with this system, and it's really been hard to nail down. I also say that to say, once this is over, you can't say that Christian said, here comes the big one, and you didn't get it. And I didn't say, I'm just covering my bases here and being transparent about how difficult this one is to forecast.
I'd like to think I connected to what's happening in things, right? Most of the time. But this time and the last snow are the only 2 times I've heard people talk about like the Outer Banks getting snow. Am I wrong about that, or has North Carolina Outer Banks always been part of the snow scene? I just have been rude.
No, it just really depends on again how it goes. Again, like I said, if you want a big one around here, usually we need it from the south because it keeps moisture in. But if it depends on kind of where the low is, the area of low pressure is located. It's going to be right off the coast, and our Outer Banks kind of jut out there anyway. Usually, the big problem with them is the warm and cold dividing line. We talk about I-40 a lot being that for us sort of around here. Usually around I-40 and south, you get that mixy mess with some sleet and some ice, and usually north of that is all snow. So that's kind of how it usually goes for the Outer Banks. The storm usually moves that way, and there's usually problems as far as rain out that way or freezing rain, but snow is not necessarily the most typical thing. So the last 2 systems has been very different for them. They've just kind of been in the sweet spot where the cold air and where the moisture is, and that's kind of the scenario around again today. If this system was 50 miles to the south, they probably wouldn't get as much snow out of this, but the cold air is very plentiful there, and the moisture will be plentiful there this afternoon.
Do you think there'll be spots that have just rain and no snow? Is that a possibility, or is it like snow or nothing kind of thing? What do you think? I don't know. Is the water thick enough or not? I don't even know if that's the right question or not. I don't know.
I'm going to keep that. Is the water thick enough?
Yes, add that to your official.
It's kind of melting, but it's not quite melted yet. No, this is one of those systems. If you're Lake Norman north, it's mostly snow. There's not a ton of mixing. A little more closer to the Charlotte metro, probably snow, sleet, freezing rain, kind of a mixed bag of all of that. This time around, the ice concern really is south of Highway 64. So if you go down East Sandhills, North Carolina, those folks are going to get a little more in the way of sleet and freezing rain. As far as rain goes, really, that's almost more of a Grand Strand, Myrtle Beach kind of thing. I think everybody in North Carolina, at least pretty much, is going to get some sort of wintry precipitation. This is not really a rain event for North Carolina this time around.
Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist. We appreciate you, sir. Thanks for stopping by this morning and keeping us apprised of all things going on outside, because I don't have any windows here, and
right.
really appreciate the eyes that you put on for me each day. Really grateful.
I appreciate you guys. Stay warm today.
Yeah, likewise.
Thanks.
You too. So, and don't think I forgot about this story about the tennis coming. Tennis coming back. Tennis is on its way back. Pickleball's got to watch out a little bit here.
Stay where you are. There's more Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight and into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out and dry it out heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, the Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Floors, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, the Warren Treaty, the Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Give us a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, okay. 7:48. Happy snow day.
Nice.
Wednesday to you. Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. He's going to be joining us at 8:15. His show, Town Talk, airs every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. Looking forward to checking in, seeing what's going on. The AI Summit is happening soon.
Very soon.
Technology, all of that, and what is it changing? Is it really technology, or is it a acknowledgement of change of process? Maybe that might be for most what it is, because there's going to be folks that are going to do the AI for you, right? Like yes, there will be AI that will consolidate. Yes, there will be operations, there will be systems, but there still will need to be people in some way, shape, or form. And so learning about what's the current status, what's ideas for the future, what is it? Are we all going to have our own game boxes we're plugged into at our own houses? Is that going to be a thing
what
at
size
some
robots
point?
Do we get?
All of that.
All
Autonomous.
those.
Are you going the shorty first? Are you going full size? It's up to you. All those kinds of things. But looking forward to chatting with Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, at 8:15.
That is an all-day event as well. It's not just an hour of discussion. It's a full day.
There's multiple folks coming in to talk, and from different perspectives too, which is the nice part too, to just kind of see what kind of the landscape is. One thing to keep aware of, and in case something happens, Meta is running a new wire across the entire planet, and that's probably part of connecting in with AI. Energy is definitely a conversation, right, with AI. They're talking about approving nuclear power plants like quickly. For AI.
For AI.
Yeah.
That's
just
wild.
for AI.
Just
We're not
AI.
talking about so you can flip your switch on at your house.
No, this is not just for you to have, power or energy or something like that. This is just AI, because there's so many processes happening now. That
simultaneously.
You need nuclear explosions to make them happen.
To make this happen. Yellow cake uranium.
So, yeah. So I say all the time, like when the chat GPT, when it takes, I just picture like little tiny explosions happening, trying to come up with my request or how to write an Instagram caption.
Let me think.
Yeah. Like, you're asking me to write an email again? Oh my goodness, yeah.
Meta announced plans to build the longest underwater cable in the world to help connect the U.S., India, Brazil, South Africa, and other key regions. Once complete, the cable will be longer than the Earth's circumference.
Wow.
So that's a pretty long cable right there.
That's real long. Where you buy that?
I think you got to make it.
Oh,
somebody like Southwire.
Okay.
That's who
one.
you bring in. You got some big cable out there.
Yeah.
There was a story previously about Russia like cutting a cable or somebody cutting a cable. So we really do have cables that run through the ocean. That's not like made up. That's like a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we get like phone service and all that kind of stuff.
Kind of across the world.
Mm-hmm.
So another
kinda wild.
cable. Yeah, Meta gets their own cable now.
You know what else?
When you get your own cable, what you got for like cable money? Like that's they get across the whole planet.
Is that above more than spaceship money?
I don't know. It's got to be pretty close.
Where's it go in the list of things?
It's probably the same. You get to choose, like where you go in space. Or you're gonna go ocean
cable.
Yeah,
ocean cable.
Yeah,
you go. Yeah, it's just which direction you want to move. I have to say, ocean cable money's got to be more expensive than spaceship money, though.
Where do you think tennis court falls into it? Like how do you think?
Tennis court's way below spaceship money.
Well, we're getting new tennis courts. It looks like at least the town of Cornelius is a $611,000 grant and donations from USTA Southern, USTA North Carolina, and the Lake Norman Tennis Association. The town of Cornelius will double the number of planned tennis courts at Bailey Road Park. So Bailey Road Park seems to be where if you want tennis. That's also where Symphony in the Park is
Symphony in the Park is there, yes.
Big old beautiful field out there, and soccer's a big part there, I believe, as well.
Baseball fields out there. I mean, they have lots and lots of stuff out there. But yes, we had talked about that they were adding the pickleball courts, which people were desperate for. So they're going to have 10 pickleball courts as planned. So don't worry, pickleball fans.
It's not going away.
They're not going away, but they are also going to be adding the 6 new tennis courts as well.
So additional tennis courts.
Execute Order 66.
You gotta take it back somehow. You can't just let pickleball just have all the glory all the time. If you're tennis, you gotta get a little bit of it back. But another wonderful expansion of a park. A lot of parks all around the Lake Norman area, which is certainly something to take note of. Mooresville has umpteen parks themselves as well. Huntersville's 17. Got parks. 17. Cornelius has, there's all kinds of things, connectivity now, and when we're seeing all this construction and things like that going on, and it seems like more Highway 150, right, is in the process.
They're in the
right
process
now.
of that too. Mm-hmm.
That's now official. When you start, hey, eventually it was going to come, right, of doing the work, and then that's where also more pain is caused. But you got to do it. We haven't even done 73
They're coming
yet.
across a rough patch of weather. The 150 project.
Like to start it off, right? Because it's announced, and it was like what, double rain days.
Double rain days.
And now we are into snow.
And now yes.
Tough time to start.
Get it out of the way.
Knock it out.
Good time, really, to start a giant road project, though. Is there an ideal time to start it?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Am I right, Justin?
Ha.
Thanks, Mamie.
Red sky sailors catch your eye. What is the
Only one.
Red sky at night, shepherd's delight.
Shepherd's
sky
pie?
in the morning.
Is that?
Shepherds.
Wait, what shepherds?
It's either shepherds or sailors.
Sailors. It's sailors.
Yeah,
it
can
can be
both.
either one. Okay. Whether you're on the sea or on the land. Okay, I get it. I've never heard the
On
shepherds
land.
part.
Yeah. I actually read that the other day.
Is it
actually.
red
That's
or
new
purple?
knowledge.
There's a color
Red.
that's good and there's a
Red.
color that's bad.
Red sky at night, shepherd's delight.
Yeah.
Red sky in the morning, shepherds take warning.
Okay. Is there anything like that with like
all gray right now?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but as far as start of a project, right? Like rain in the beginning, good at the end.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Just
No little sayings like that out there.
Just get the job done. That's what they're saying to you all day long.
Looks like there's a new law that's going to be attempted to be put in place here in South Carolina. It's a bill that would ban smoking inside cars while children are passengers. So while you're driving, you through
can't
South Carolina,
smoke
where
your
they're construction, you
cigs
can't
while
smoke
you're
your
in the
cigs
car with
in
your
the car
kids.
with your kids.
Okay.
And so that's in South Carolina. And again, these all have
Lucky
process.
you don't live in South Carolina and Noah would be walking everywhere.
The South Carolina bill would, if you violated it, you'd pay a fine, no more than $100 for each time the offense takes place. But that's...
You don't have to get out the car for a block.
You can just stop and like pull over instead, I guess, right?
Wait,
no, we can't lose that kind of time. Jog.
Wait, pull over. Are you getting out of the car to smoke, or are you making Noah get out of the car?
I'll tell you one thing. I ain't getting out the car. So
Go stand on the sidewalk.
you're close enough.
Be like, I'll be real quick. Oh, bless it.
I wouldn't make him get out. I mean,
Nah. South Carolina, Justin would.
that's true.
That is true.
Ckezepis.
In that universe.
Yeah.
Hey, did you catch the ASAP Rocky trial verdict?
That's you know what? The
missed
way
it.
that our timelines meld sometimes, I don't understand. I've still not seen the asteroid on my timeline anywhere. Hopefully it never shows up. But the ASAP Rocky verdict did show up this morning. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, so I do have that for us if we want to look at it. The moment that they read the verdict from the ASAP Rocky trial, who was allegedly
It was
he shot ASAP Relly 2 times.
allegedly.
Allegedly shot 2 times.
State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the
So he jumps over the railing behind, like, to the crowd.
Just to hug his family.
Supposedly it's Rihanna.
It's Rihanna.
It's Rihanna.
Rihanna's in there, yeah.
Is that his wife? They're married. Okay. So he hugs her. He's coming back to the table. And yeah, that's what happened from the first. So not guilty here for ASAP Rocky.
There you go.
If he's a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Has he got like new
Fashion,
stuff for the kids?
icon,
Like fashion icon?
Yeah, he's been into fashion
okay.
lately. I mean, I'm not super duper familiar. I do like his stuff. It's a little bit of experimental music. Part of the ASAP mob.
Oh.
Guess they're called ASAP. I don't know. They got places to be.
Yeah, they got stuff going
They
on.
gotta be there quick.
He can go there now.
Right.
Yeah.
ASAP. I'll
After
be
this.
there ASAP.
ASAP.
So had you seen ASAP before, or do you think that
I've
was
heard
on my
of him
timeline?
before. I think
Okay.
I knew him. No, on my timeline, no. I mean, I knew who he was before you brought up the story. But yes, the way that merged this morning, I was like, oh man, asteroids are next.
Okay, so where you're putting stuff into my time, so now rent a chicken. What's going on? I thought they all were dead. I thought 100 million of them got killed.
They're not. They're not.
Can't
all.
be renting a chicken. That's got to be pricey.
We got these egg prices, that are getting wild, and so now you can actually rent a chicken to get your own eggs.
No.
Yes.
It sounds like you got both
In
on
Los
there.
Angeles. Yes. Demand for people to rent their own chickens. Egg lovers can become farmers overnight and serve up fresh eggs anytime they want.
The chickens!
I was there as Rent the Chicken made a delivery today in Los Angeles. Yes, Rent the Chicken really exists.
Here's your baby girl Colette.
Now there's increasing demand for people to rent their own
thechicken.com.
chickens.
I think you have to live in California for this, though. I think. But you can check it out, and maybe you can rent chickens, right?
Okay.
Would that be okay with your HOA? If you're not buying
If they're
them?
short term, like
Yeah,
short-term, like just
chickens.
staying the night, like
Right.
they're not moving in.
They're just staying for like the weekend, so I can get a few eggs, and then I'll send them back.
That's actually that might
They're
play.
visitor chickens.
Okay.
They're not permanent chickens.
Yeah.
I think that would work.
I imagine, does it come with it's got to come with a coop.
It comes
then,
with the
too.
coop. Yeah,
Okay.
it comes with a trailer pulled up with a little chicken coop, and then you get your chickens and get your eggs. How long are you keeping these chickens though?
Do chickens need sunlight? Because you can just keep them in the garage then
No,
if
I
you
don't
needed
think
to, right?
I think they need to be outside. I think
They're outside chickens.
I think they need to be
Not
out-
inside chickens?
No, I think they're outside chickens. Pretty sure.
I think you want them to be happy.
Yeah,
Make the
happier
eggs taste
chickens.
better.
I bet happier chickens do better for you anyway.
So that's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can ask each one.
You can talk to them.
Where would you like to
accommodate
be?
them both?
Okay. Well, there you go. If you can rent that's a nice little game, right? Especially when we just killed 100 million? Was it 100 million chickens?
I don't know about that. I'm just gonna be renting some chickens.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU Statesville.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
More federal workers are going to be let go. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. As Elon Musk, through the Department of Government Efficiency, keeps going through federal agencies, he tells Fox's Hannity Doge is doing what President Trump was elected to do.
The overall goal is to try to get
$1 trillion out of the deficit. And if the deficit is not brought under control, America will go bankrupt.
A federal judge denied an attempt by Democrats trying to block DOJ's access to government data.
The Washington Post reporting Defense Department firings are expected to start soon. Pentagon agencies were told to submit lists of probationary employees after members of Elon Musk's DOJ team arrive. And with a budget of around $850 billion a year, there's plenty to cut, guys, including costly weapon systems the Pentagon doesn't want but forced on them by lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the White House. And more firings are looming at the Justice Department. President Trump posted on Truth Social he's ordering all Biden-era U.S. attorneys be terminated to restore fairness, he says, writing the agency had been politicized like never before. Speaking of the Justice Department, a federal judge asked questions for the DOJ at a hearing today to explain why a bribery and corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams was ordered dropped as the mayor cooperates with federal illegal immigration raids. Now, the mayor denies those two are linked, but some prosecutors and Adams' deputies have resigned in protest, and New York Governor Kathy Hochul is considering removing the mayor from office. City Council member Robert Holden tells Fox it's just politics.
He wants to cooperate with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. That's what the Democrats don't like. And I'm a Democrat, but I see it plain as day here.
The day after being left out of U.S. and Russia talks, Ukraine's president is meeting today with a special American envoy. And Volodymyr Zelensky says,
"You don't want boots on the ground. You don't want NATO, okay."
Instead, Zelensky says Ukraine must have U.S. security guarantees to keep Russia at bay if there is a peace agreement ending the war. Zelensky also said President Trump's living in a Russian disinformation space after blaming Ukraine for the invasion. America's listening to Fox News.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
There is a new member of the Trump cabinet, a commerce secretary.
On this vote, the yeas are 51, the nays are 45, and the nomination is confirmed.
Approving Howard Lutnick to lead commerce. Another Senate vote paved the way for Republicans without any Democrat support to confirm maybe tomorrow Kash Patel to be the FBI director. President Trump's taking action on an issue that was big during the 2024 campaign, in vitro fertilization.
An executive order from President Trump directs his domestic policy advisor to come up with a list of policy recommendations to protect IVF access and aggressively reduce out-of-pocket and health plan costs for the fertility treatment. It's unclear what action the administration may ultimately take, but as a candidate, President Trump called for universal coverage of IVF treatment and was critical of state legislatures that imposed restrictions to its access. Those laws came about in the aftermath of the U.S. Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. The president has also pledged to veto any national abortion ban. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And speaking of IVF, a nightmare in Georgia.
Christina Murray wanted to be a mom. So 2 years ago, she underwent in vitro fertilization at Coastal Fertility Specialists in Savannah, Georgia. She got pregnant and in December of 2023 delivered a baby boy, which she immediately realized was not hers. She and her sperm donor are white. The baby is black. Still, she wanted to raise the child, but once it found out what happened, the clinic tracked down the biological parents, who demanded custody, so Murray gave up the baby. Now she's suing Coastal Fertility for an undisclosed sum, saying she feels violated and emotionally and physically broken. Her attorney says it's still not known what happened to her embryos or how the mix-up happened. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed today after the S&P 500's record high close. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight and into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out and dry it out heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
This is Daniel.
And this is Marsha.
From NC Auto Repair. Keep that car running like new this new year by stopping by NC Auto Repair for all your automotive needs. We're now offering a customer loyalty program for your oil changes. If it's automotive related, we can handle it. Stop by and see us at 1015 Davie Avenue or call us at 980-223-2957. NC Auto Repair. And remember, if you want to go far, you've got to service that car.
That morning pep talk for Lake Norman, Statesville with Justin, Bill, and Mamie now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, Okan. 8:06. Happy Wednesday to you. Snow day. Happy snow day if you're home, if the kids are there and you're working from home and with them and all that kind of stuff that's going to happen today.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Oh, yeah. Best of luck to you. Absolutely.
And if you're on the streets right now, lot going on out there, probably in anticipation of potential weather later on, or maybe it's just not.
Ice, invisible snow.
Yeah,
I think is what we
somewhere out
heard.
there,
So
yeah.
it's up there. It's up there.
And
We're
it might
just
be
looking
coming
for it.
down. So I don't know. Maybe Bill Russell will have an answer for it. He'll be calling in at 8:15. We'll chat with him, president and CEO of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce and host of Town Talk every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m.
You want to take a guess at these states again?
Man, I can try. Okay,
Give me one guess, Chef Hat. I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Chef Hat?
Yep.
Dang.
I thought I told you too.
That's fine.
Well, we said Idaho.
Yep, and we were wrong.
That was the head. Or that was the hat?
That's absolutely not the head.
It's not the head.
No, not the hat.
Not the
Not
hat.
the hat. No, what's the hat?
It's not in Idaho. Is not in any of these.
It's not in any of those? Are you sure?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Arkansas.
Wait, not Idaho. It's the other one.
Yes.
Iowa is the face.
I need the hat.
Arkansas.
No, you're wrong. We'll come back later. Carry on.
Okay, I want to go back to renting chicken a little bit because I did some research in the break.
Okay.
All right, so you can get them
Nice.
in North Carolina.
You can rent one in North
Yes,
Carolina?
but you have to live in the Raleigh-Durham area.
What?
Yes. So if you
Just Raleigh.
that's right now. Now, if you want a petition, I'm sure they'll take requests on here. None available in South Carolina. There's lots, but anyway, you can go to rentthechicken.com if you're interested, or if you have friends or family that want to rent chickens. But you get them for 16 to 30 weeks, so you're keeping them for a whole season. So this isn't just like a weekend chicken.
What's the
Like-
insurance like on a chicken? Because there's got to be some insurance involved in this conversation too. At some point, you letting some people use your chickens, you're renting chickens, and then that's like that's a business thing right
I
there.
don't know.
That's a
But they say they provide all the supplies you need to get started. Chicken coop, 2 to 4 egg-laying hens, 100 to 200 pounds of feed. You can get non-GMO or organic if you'd like, food and water dishes, and a chicken keeping book, as well as instructions on how to keep your chickens happy. So Bill was right. You need to have happy chickens.
And how long's the rental for?
16 to 30 weeks.
Okay, 16 to 30 weeks. How many eggs do you get in that time? Like, how many eggs am I working with there? We talking like 4 a day?
Are you selling them, I guess? Can you sell the eggs?
Well, now we're talking about subleasing out these chickens, and then that just gets to a whole nother conundrum right there.
Yeah. You do get a trial period, though. If it doesn't work out for you, you can send them back after 2
Oh,
weeks.
wow. If you're not satisfied with
If you're
your
not
order.
satisfied with your chickens. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe that's how you do it. It doesn't say money back guarantee. You can just,
I'm not satisfied that this thing hasn't laid 100 eggs a day. That's
Right.
what I'm not satisfied with.
Anyway, now that people are selling eggs three for $1, you can really get some money in there.
Something else they're going to be selling soon, flying cars, and it's getting closer and closer. We are making our way closer to actually seeing flying cars on these streets, and there are prototypes already out there that are I don't want to say ready for market completely yet, but as far as in the timeline of, okay, would you try this with some friends? I think this one might hit the mark.
Okay.
gridlocked traffic. But this Silicon Valley startup says the solution comes straight from our imagination.
It's a little bit more of a hover.
You can use it today. And you can cut your commute at least in half, if not more.
Jim Duchovny says his company Aleph Aeronautics was able to create something we've been dreaming about since the Jetsons.
We're trying to make science fiction a reality.
And while not quite ready for the road, Duchovny says the flying car is about to take off. NBC News was given exclusive access to see their concept model with our own eyes.
If everything goes smoothly, I'm going to watch a car fly over another car.
No. Sure enough, we watched it soar through the air over another car and land. But for all the magic of this moment, we were heavily restricted, forced to shoot at least half a football field away, and we never actually saw the driver entering or exiting the vehicle.
Okay.
But you're not still all
This is
the
a
way.
giant drone.
All right.
You got to put people in, so the weight thing is certainly a thing.
It did look a little light.
A little front heavy there, a little lean on the front.
Right.
A little going on. Batteries are already heavy, right? So if you're going to have the drone electric kind of flying cars and how, you might make it what?
I think you can pre-order these.
That was the slowest. That was the slowest I've seen a car move in my life.
You making it from your driveway to the front of your subdivision. That's how far you're making it. This is an in-neighborhood only
How do you think,
mode of transportation.
I think the real story is, how did you not see the driver get in or out? Like, how did you not see the driver?
We're going to need you to leave.
Right. Look over there, a flying car.
All right, close your eyes real quick, and then we'll let you know when we're in.
Right.
Okay, now.
I actually just got in the car. Yep, I'm already in the
You
car.
totally missed it. So
Does that just make it?
I'll just take off now.
Do you think, that NBC knew that when they put that on their website? Or is that the joke? Is that
I don't know, but that is the real story here.
That is the story. How do you?
I did not see him get in the vehicle,
But
or
that's all they do. You can just drop it in. You know what I mean? You
Get
gotta
out
let
of
them
it.
know.
Did they
That's
just
it.
put your hands over your eyes? Don't pee.
why have the footage of him sniffing the car?
Oh my goodness. So, which one are you going to go for? Are you going to go flying car? Which is really just looks like a giant drone, but flying car or the man drone? Which one would you go for?
The man drone?
Have we not shown a video of that before?
No.
I thought we had a
Man drones. Your timeline.
a drone. It was just a drone that somebody could sit in and kind of steer while they're in it.
Like the one-seater golf carts I was talking about from South Carolina?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
That sounds fun.
I mean, that sounds great. That sounds fun. Two different
Better
applications.
Than the balloon-looking car I just saw.
No, but
Man
I mean,
drone sounds.
no, but if you're just solo missioning it to the grocery store as compared to this is a family venture to
Right.
the bowling alley, like
Right.
You got to bring the family car. You can't just be whatever. I told Noah he doesn't have to get out when I'm ready to chief the sig. So he's just gonna
Right.
hang on the roof in the one-seater maybe. So I think you need both.
You need both. Okay.
I don't think there's a way you can.
You need
just
the
go for
family
one.
vehicle and then the Vespa and the family truckster.
Yeah,
you
you
need
gotta
both.
have both.
Gotta have both. Okay. Well, I think I would go. I don't know. And then, have you seen the cars that can go straight from the, they can drive the boat cars? Like you can just drive it straight into the water.
Into the water. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It starts floating, a little propeller engine.
So which
kind
one
of
do you
rolling
want
in.
between that
Man,
one?
that one just is great around. I mean, can I go that plus Vespa? Because Vespa's just a normal vehicle, right? Like
Sure.
it doesn't have to be future games. That's like I can buy Vespa today. if
You could buy
wanted to.
both of those today. Yeah, you could buy the water car today.
Well, they don't actually let you. Do they just blindfold you before you actually get it in the driver's seat, or how does that work? If you buy one, like, are you allowed to actually go
for the
inside
flying
of it?
car?
Yeah, are you allowed?
It's pre-orders
to
only.
actually... Yeah.
So we'll let you know when it's ready.
To create
It's
something we've
pre-market.
been dreaming
Close your
about.
eyes. Oh,
We're
look,
trying
it's
to
here.
make science fiction a reality.
Yeah.
See their concept model with our own eyes.
If everything
just
goes
can't get enough of
smoothly,
it.
I'm going to watch a car
Look,
fly
he's just
over another
reporting.
car.
Wait,
see.
he's right there at the car.
Sure enough, we watched
Nope.
it soar through the air over another car
Look at
and
this.
land. But for all the magic of this
Could you
moment,
imagine
person
slamming
sleeping?
the car door and speeding off in this
forced to
thing?
shoot at least half a football
I'll
field
see
away.
you
And we never
tomorrow.
actually saw the
I'm
driver
going for a
entering or
drive.
exiting
Noah,
the
get
vehicle.
out of the car.
But you're not still all the way
Daddy's gotta
there
smoke
yet
one.
because
In his
you know,
flying
you
car.
wouldn't let me in the cockpit yet. There's a different.
That's great.
Yeah.
What? Bill Russell on the way back.
There you go.
Might make it to the end of the subdivision.
We'll have more Good Morning LKN coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain. Starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight and into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out and dry it out heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like ICATS Public Transit.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual SAGE Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The SAGE Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Floors, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Want to talk with Justin, Bill, or Mamie? Give them a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:18. Looking forward to chatting with Bill Russell, president of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk. Airs every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. He'll be calling in here soon. We'll chat with him and see what's going on in his morning. Maybe preparing for the snow. That's possibly
renting chickens.
Yeah, that's it. Doing. Thanks to Chase Myers again earlier for coming on and chat with us, WSIC meteorologist. Looking through, there might or might not be some type of wintry something at some point.
There's invisible snow happening right now.
Yeah, there's actually, that's what he did say, that there is snow falling from the sky right now. It just doesn't make it all the way to the ground because of the air temperature.
That's my favorite kind of snow, is the invisible snow.
Yeah. So then that way, eventually it'll break through, then it'll be real snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at some point. So Bill Russell, president of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. Do you like snow? Again, I forgot. I know we just talked about this, I think, just a couple of weeks ago, but who would have thought we'd be talking about snow a third time this season? My goodness.
You know, I don't mind snow, but I am ready for the spring. When it got up to like 70, 75, 80 last couple of weeks, I'm going like, I am ready. I am ready to get back out there, get in the yard, get in the, work out in the garden. I'm ready for the spring.
I think Demi and the kids are the same way. They're pretty much the kids already want to be outside all the time.
Yeah.
And then they had the fake spring kind of come through. Does it feel like spring has sprung in the small business community and around Lake Norman?
Yeah, it's getting with it. It's hopping. We got our chamber annual meeting tomorrow night, and it's been sold out for, it's been sold out for 3 weeks. And in 45 minutes, we're headed to a nonprofit roundtable. So if you're listening to my voice and you are in a nonprofit organization, charitable organization, civic club, we're having a meeting at 9 to 10:30. It's a roundtable meeting of various nonprofits, and we're going to meet at the Levine Dixon Hospice House in Huntersville. And Justin, what we do is we go around the room and we share what we do, and then when we get to the other side, we go back around and say, what kind of programs or fundraisers or whatever might be taking place in this quarter, so that we're not doing things on top of each other. And it's been about 10 years ago, but I had an invitation to attend 3 big fundraisers in the same weekend for our nonprofits. And I can't do that. Not all 3. So, and you'd be surprised how many nonprofits don't know each other. You know, Beds for Kids may not know exactly what Ada Jenkins does, or the Giving with Grace Foundation. You may not exactly know what they do. So it's an opportunity for us to share. Again, that's at the Levine-Dixon Hospice House today, 9 to 10:30 this morning.
Having that many nonprofits in the community provides that opportunity for the resources and all of that. How important do you see the actual resources that the nonprofits are doing affecting the local community? Do you see the dollar staying here? Do you see the impact staying here for the Lake Norman area as well?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the one thing I tell you, going to these meetings myself once a quarter, and when you hear the stories about the people that are impacted, the families who they weren't looking for a helping hand, they were looking for a hand up, or just maybe somebody a little bit down on their luck. But you hear the transformational change they're making in somebody's life, and you hear these stories, and you go like, "Gosh, that's why I do what I do." You know, that just recharges your battery. And to hear the generosity of the volunteers that are making an impact in our region, I mean, you know, you can't be a great community unless you're out there working in the community to make it a better place than you found it. And that's what these nonprofits are doing. And that's why so many people want to live, work, and visit Lake Norman.
Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, heading to the nonprofit roundtable here shortly at 9. But this afternoon, Town Talk, 4 p.m., airs every Wednesday here on WSIC. You can catch it live, catch it on demand wherever you watch on socials, wherever you maybe listen to podcasts. Also, the WSIC News app. Available 24 hours a day there for you. Bill Russell, you can chat with him. And so today for Town Talk, I mean, you got the AI Summit coming up, but you got this nonprofit stuff going on, and then you got probably about 4,000 ribbon cuttings that you're thinking about. What are you guys talking about today on Town Talk?
Well, I got Jeff Tart, and of course he was the 3-term mayor of the town of Cornelius. He was a 3-term senator. He was the board chair of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce this past year. And Jeff's going to talk about, you know, some of the things he's most proud of last year in 2024. Well, we're going to talk about the AI Summit because it was in his year that we started talking about how we can transform businesses and introduce artificial intelligence to make business more efficient. And so this was kind of his area, and he's working within the state on a technology board. So we're going to be discussing that, and we're going to get into some political issues because Jeff Tart is not shy about talking about top politics, and we're going to talk a little bit about this Department of Government Efficiency and the fears that people have about it, but what they're trying to do in our government. So we're going to get into some of these issues.
Bill, I would never call you old. I wouldn't do that. Jeff Tart is in the he's been in the healthcare space for a long time. Senator Tart has, right? And the technology side of it, right? And understanding that. Do you see healthcare and real, like, you know, actual medical needs increasing as far as conversation in the community, or what's the current status of it, and is it even relevant whatsoever?
Oh, absolutely. Healthcare, you know, we're so fortunate here because we have so many healthcare providers. In some communities, you go to that community and you only have one healthcare provider. And if you don't like it, well, that's it. That's it. We have so much choice here. I mean, we have Novant. We have Atrium. We have the Iredell County hospital system. So we have choice. Just like schools, that's so important to you and Demi to have choice. And we got Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools, or we've got the charter school system, or we have a whole host of private schools. So you have choice for your family in terms of health care and for education, and that's what makes Lake Norman so great.
Lake Norman Chamber Gala is sold out for tomorrow night, but the AI Summit, if someone wanted to come to the AI Summit, do they need to be a member of the Chamber? Is it open to the public? Is there registration? Give us the details of the AI Summit.
And 14 days away, 14 days, 35 minutes, and 12 seconds. we have a clock that's, if you go to lknchambersummit.com, lknchambersummit.com, that's the information on our speakers. It's the registration's there, the schedule's there, the topics they're going to be discussing. No, this is open to chamber members and non-chamber members. We actually have until tomorrow we have an early bird for both members and non-members to sign up. And then after tomorrow, it goes to the regular price. But if you're a Chamber of Commerce member, I think it's $75 if you register before tomorrow, and it's $100 for a non-member if you register before tomorrow. So, again, a great opportunity and some fantastic speakers talking about AI.
Have you made any decisions yet, like for the farm, like what you're going to like grow this year, or is it the same thing each year for you? Just got the routine down pat?
Same thing every year. Corn. I have 2 varieties of corn. I used to do Merit corn, but they don't make Merit. It was a hybrid, so now it's Golden Queen. So Golden Queen, Silver Queen, green beans, tomatoes, and I probably have 12 different varieties of tomatoes and cucumbers and watermelons and cantaloupes and okra. So yeah, I got every year is pretty much the same thing. Every once in a while, I'll mix it up, throw something new in there, but pretty much the same thing.
Wednesday, March 5th. That's the AI Summit, 9 to 6 p.m. So it is an all-day event. It is multiple speakers doing multiple topics, so a lot of opportunity to get different perspectives. Bill, would you choose the shorty robot, or would you go full-size humanoid like the Optimus that's like 6 feet tall, or would you feel more comfortable with a robot that was more like 3 feet tall in case like you need to, and I don't know if there's going to be a protection group like for it, but like kick the robot or something like that. And not that I'm not encouraging people to kick the robot. I'm just asking for safety purposes.
I think I'm going to go back to the Will Rogers danger robot, the big one,
More of the clothes rack kind of style robot.
Yeah, I like it.
Did you ever watch Lost in Space as a kid?
I saw the movie. I didn't see.
Yes, I remember seeing the show. Sometimes it would be on Nick at Night or something like that. It would be on. It was one of my dad's favorites for sure. But yeah, we always had fun with that.
Bill,
what was the doctor's name? Was it Dr. Zachary Smith?
Your guess is as good as mine, Bill Russell.
Oh, I loved Lost in Space. I was a big space guy. So Star Trek, Lost in Space.
Yeah, we were a Star Trek family for sure. Yeah.
You watch Westerns?
Do I watch Westerns?
Yeah.
Oh, name a Western that I haven't watched. Absolutely. Bonanza, Rifleman, Alias Smith and Jones, Cheyenne.
Gunsmoke.
Oh, yeah. Gunsmoke.
I love them.
Is that who's your favorite Western guy? Clint Eastwood, or is it John Wayne?
My favorite. Well, John Wayne obviously is my favorite Western guy. But one of my favorite series was one that doesn't get much play, but it's Alias Smith and Jones with Pete Duell and Ben Murphy, and that was a really great Western sitcom that was out there. I love that. But John Wayne, there is no better Western guy than the Duke.
All right, Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk. Bill, I'm going to let you go just so you can – I know you're running around in 5 different ways today. You got any ribbon cuttings in between everything today too, or what you got going on besides today? You having lunch or what?
Well, the Rotary has been canceled, Mamie. So
yes, thank you for that.
What's going to be really funny? Yeah, what's going to be really funny is if there is no snow whatsoever, and they've canceled Rotary because of the inclement weather.
Yeah. Well, we'll enjoy just a little break today, but enjoy your day, Bill Russell.
Hey, I was gonna let everybody know after, but I'll go ahead and tell you first, Bill. So I don't know if you remember seeing, but President Biden got that deal with that talent agency, CAA. Kamala Harris has also now got the talent agency deal too, CAA, the same one. So they're still working together. I just want to let you know.
Bless her heart, bless her. Hey, before we sign off, fantastic event last week, Mamie. Mamie had a ribbon cutting for Lake Norman Woman Magazine. I think everybody in Cornelius was there.
We had a really good turnout, yeah.
It was a great turnout, a fantastic event, and congratulations to you both on the launch of Lake Norman Woman Magazine.
Yep. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, and thank you for that, and thanks to Andy, too, at Ben 110 for hosting us there. That was a really fun event, and appreciate everybody that came out and said hey and congrats and shook their hand and met a lot of really cool people, too.
Awesome. Thanks, Bill. We appreciate you. Yeah, no, that's
absolutely.
I appreciate you shouting it out. That was cool.
Thanks.
Looking forward to Town Talk too. Today, 4:00. We'll see you there. If the snow, even if it snows, are you still are you putting the chains on the tires, or are you gonna be okay?
I'm going to be there. I don't know if Jeff Tart is, so I need you to hang around to at least 4:15 because if Jeff cancels on me, it's going to be the Bill and Justin show.
More Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie is on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out and dry it out heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Keep the winter temperatures outside with propane heat from G&B Energy. We're your local providers for cost-effective propane to heat your water, warm your home, and cook your meals, even if the power goes out. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, like up to $350 in savings on select Cozy Heat fireplaces, up to $400 on select furnaces, and tankless water heaters starting at only $295. Visit gbenergy.com to learn more. G&B Energy, family-owned and North Carolina grown.
If you need home medical equipment, call Lowry Drug in Statesville. We have everything you need in stock, including portable oxygen concentrators, CPAPs, masks, lift chairs, wheelchairs, scooters, hospital beds, supplies, and anything else you need. Get it when you need it. Check out LowryDrug.com or call 704-873-2247. Lowry Drug, your hometown source since 1959, across from Iredell Memorial Hospital. We are worth the drive. Come see us.
Pizza night just got an upgrade. Stop by Pomodoro's for fresh, authentic Italian eats that hit the spot every time. Dine in or take out because good food is always a good idea. Check out Pomodoros.com for details.
Brighten up your winter wardrobe at Mina's Boutique, a curated selection of affordable, on-trend fashion for all shapes and sizes. Located in downtown Cornelius, Mina's is your go-to spot for clothes and accessories that bring joy to every season. See you at Mina's.
It ain't easy being number one, but we make it look good.
WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Delta Airlines has resumed flights at Toronto Pearson International Airport following Monday's accident. Investigators are sifting through wreckage from a regional jet that flipped after landing and skidding along the runway there before coming to rest upside down. There were no fatalities, but 21 people were taken to the hospital. Delta said that all but 2 have since been released. The regional jet was coming from Minneapolis-St. Paul. It had 76 passengers and 4 crew members on board. Investigators from the U.S. and Canada will try to figure out what went wrong. The so-called black box recorders were both recovered from the scene. Futures were slipping this morning after stocks edged slightly higher, with investors returning to a shortened trading week on Wall Street yesterday. The Dow was essentially little changed, rising 10 points. The S&P 500 rose 15. The Nasdaq managed a gain of 14 points. Today, investors are watching for an update on housing starts for January and the minutes from the last Fed meeting. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Nothing but the best talk.
The area's best talk.
WSIC.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN. 8:34. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks again to Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk, airs every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. You can catch the show live, catch it on demand via the WSIC News app, available on iOS and Google Play. 35 hours a week. All the local hosts that are that come on WSIC, we give it to you on demand, so you can catch it anytime, for free. Mm-hmm. And that's what we like doing. Zillow's downgraded their forecast, predicting U.S. home prices will rise by just 1.1% between January 2025 and 2026. So seems like they're taking the safe road of saying not too big of a difference.
No.
Right now. And I don't know, 1.1%.
What's the average to go up year over year? Is it usually? I mean, I guess it just depends on what's going on in the market.
And every, if you're looking at the market nationally versus individual, right? You
Right.
certainly look at a place like North Carolina that seems to just continue to
Versus some of those states in the middle that we don't know the names of.
And they might be doing great. I don't know. First off, we need to figure out who are those states, and then you always start with like hey and a handshake. Like you always like look at the person and say, hey, how are you?
Right. You have
Nice
to say their
meet
name
you.
as you meet them
Multiple
to remember.
times.
So yes, as you see the states, you should just start calling them out.
And I'm pretty sure Bill already told us who the states, and obviously I can't even remember the name of the state, and
Right.
so it takes multiple times of hearing the name before getting it sometimes
Right.
too. And
Right.
that's
But do
just
you
part of the
think is
process.
1.1 that's a low on the scale of?
It depends on the type of deal you're talking about, because real estate too, like when you live in it, right, as your primary residence, they financial perspective, that's not an asset, that's a liability, right? Because it's not making you money, it's it's taken from you. But if you're not looking to sell right now, what's the difference, right?
Right.
Also becomes part of the conversation too. Governor Stein made a post on X talking about trading partners, because it's interesting, the conversation with all the tariffs and all the kind of stuff going on in the world. And Governor Stein posted, did you know the United Kingdom is North Carolina's 6th largest trading partner? He said, as I had the pleasure of meeting our Galloway UK and team at UK in Atlanta. I'm excited as we continue the long-standing partnership and strengthen the relationship between the UK and North Carolina.
That's where we're getting all those stroopwafels from.
Is that... Saw them at the front checkout.
They're good though.
They're on United Airlines, and it seems like Target.
Yeah,
So,
that's where it came from.
did notice that you were right. Inside the packaging, it's the honey inside.
Yeah.
Now that I had the closer look to it,
It's actually like a caramel kind of substance.
yeah.
It might
Instead of
be
honey?
like a honey,
Okay.
yeah, but it's
Could've
kind
been
of
caramel.
it's caramel-like substance. But yeah, you put it on top of your coffee, and it warms it up, and then you dip it in your coffee or a hot chocolate or whatever hot beverage you have. It's delicious.
Something else that some people think is delicious: IVF, in vitro fertilization, because you need it or
That's
you
right.
want it. And there was a lot of conversation leading up to the election about IVF, because women's rights, right, and the
Right.
rights of the body, and when you talk about babies and all this other kind of stuff, right, we've talked about it a couple of times. But there is a executive order that President Trump put out yesterday. It's like the beginning process, it seems like, in the executive branch of basically, hey, I want the teams in that this would affect as it relates to in vitro fertilization. If any of these agencies and departments, right, are looking at anything really science, medical, et cetera, start looking at ways of making it more accessible for folks and reducing the cost. And so they say the cost range from $12,000 to $25,000 per cycle.
Yes.
And multiple cycles needing sometimes for people to get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
It's very expensive. And there are some, sometimes insurance will cover a portion of it, but not all of it. But yeah, it's very expensive. So, people want to have their own families. People want to start families, and a lot of people need help. And I think we've said earlier, like, as people are looking, a lot of women are having their careers in their 20s and 30s, and then, looking to get, start their families, or, couples are looking to start their families in their late 30s, early 40s now. Versus, 20 years ago, you're having your family first and then kind of focusing on careers afterwards. So, people just need more help to get pregnant recently.
IVF is often not covered by health insurance, like you mentioned. Only a quarter of employers report coverage of IVF for their employees. Just a handful of states require some sort of coverage for IVF in state-regulated insurance plans. The federal government covers IVF in a limited capacity for military personnel, veterans, and federal employees. Department of Health and Human Services data reports that more than 85,000 infants were born as a result of IVF in 2021. The general U.S. fertility rate is at another historic low. The rate dropped 3% in 2023 from 2022. From 2014 to 2020, the rate consistently decreased by 2% a year. So people having less babies.
Yeah.
They
Smaller
say,
families.
That's one of the conversations of, is that going to be okay in the long term? Almost. I don't know how long you have to look out for. The
Well, that's
number of babies
Americans. That's not
today.
everybody in the world. That's just for America, right? So do we need more Americans being born?
Who's having the most babies right now?
I mean, this is just based. This study is based on Americans. This is just a U.S.
this isn't the
fertility
world.
rate.
This
This isn't the
okay.
world. So we'd have to look and see what it is for
Who's
the world.
having babies?
Who's having the most?
Right, and it's probably like a square mileage concept too, right? Because like
Some of those
babies
square
per
states.
mile, like it's like you got to be careful.
Watch out for some of those rectangle states. They got a lot of
so
miles.
much space. Before you know it, the schools are overcrowded. You know what I mean? And then you got to deal with that. And then you're trying to build stuff, and you're like, nah, there's too much traffic. You know, and
Right.
So there's two sides to this coin of having babies.
There is. Yeah.
This is I don't want to be morbid, but some countries, right? They also don't let people have babies.
Well, yes, that's true too.
And that's terrible.
Yes.
That's the other end of the spectrum. That's absolutely horrific. So, but as far as the conversation goes of what would President Trump do, I think he's made his stance known as far as that he's okay with exploring this and finding ways if people want this or desire this.
Right. A lot of people. I mean, yeah, and just what did it say? 85,000 people needed, help. So
85,000 born. That's not.
Born.
And if you had needed multiple rounds,
Right.
Think about that. You know.
Right.
Too,
so that's a whole lot.
I did not pull a clip yesterday, though I saw on my timeline of President Trump reading a list of, DOGE is found through USAID and these other agencies where some of the money has gone to. I did see this comment from Trump's Treasury Secretary. This is the one that has been confirmed, and he was talking with Bret Baier at Fox News and had this clip as to his thoughts on why in particular, President Trump selected him in order to be Treasury Secretary for the United States.
You're also the highest ranking gay member of the cabinet. Is there history there?
Well, I think I'm actually the highest ranking openly gay official in U.S. history.
That's true.
U.S. history, but what's important to me is it's coincident, not causal. President Trump, I believe, picked me because he believed I was the best person for the job, not because people with green eyes are better Treasury secretaries, not because of sexual preference. So, it's a different way of looking at the world.
Basically, it's what you've been talking about, merit-based. And we were talking about the history. It's a merit-based thing.
Yeah, look, President Trump, I think, is a symbol of one of the greatest, maybe the greatest cabinet of all time. And we're here to help him push through his agenda. And central to his agenda is the economy and national security. And a lot of that goes on in this building.
You're also the highest ranking gay member of the cabinet.
He's gay. And they're at the Treasury Department for the first time, like in a long time. They actually unlock the doors. Like part of the interview with Bret Baier involved him talking about back to work. The federal government is the one now who is solidifying this push for back to office. And so the private companies, which have wanted it, obviously, for a long time now, and when I say long, I mean 12, 24 months for a company is a long time, have been wanting it. And so the federal government, by way of President Trump and these executive orders and the agencies coming back, is making that push for people to, in essence, in the private world, the effect will be back to office for a lot.
Yeah.
For what AI doesn't take over, at least in general, from that perspective, too. President Trump did have some comments yesterday on Ukraine and the situation over there. We showed you the clip yesterday where he talked about that he is willing to send dollars. But the negotiations that are taking place in Saudi Arabia right now with Russia and the United States, already some news coming out. Both sides, I think, have agreed to put people back at the embassies. So like the U.S. embassy in Moscow now will have U.S. people will be actually back in there. And then the one in D.C. for Russia will have people from Russia there. So those conversations. But Ukraine obviously being a huge factor here. And here was President Trump's thoughts on Ukraine.
We're hearing that Russia wants to force Ukraine to hold new elections in order to sign any kind of a peace deal. Is that something that the U.S. would ever support?
Well, we have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, or essentially martial law in Ukraine, where the leader in Ukraine, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating, and where a country has been blown to smithereens. You got most of the cities are laying on their sides. The buildings are collapsed. It looks like a massive demolition site. So many of the cities. I mean, they haven't done it in Kiev because I guess they don't want to shoot too many rockets in there. They've done it 20%, but they haven't done it 100%. If they wanted to do it 100%, it would probably happen very quickly. But you have cities that are absolutely decimated. And yeah, I would say that, when they want a seat at the table, you could say the people wouldn't the people of Ukraine have to say, it's been a long time since we've had an election. That's not a Russia thing. That's something coming from me and coming from many other countries also.
So have an election is what he says is part of the negotiation. That sounds like something that's been done in the past. Didn't we do stuff like that with South America or something like that? Wasn't there a point where there was something about elections going on and then like there was government involved, but we didn't know there was government involved? And because that's like a different country. But then like when we tell them to do it, it's like, okay. Because like, were they allies? Is that how that works?
You should really stick around to hear what the crazy gang of three have to say next. Good morning, LKN on WSIC.
Well, the weather keeping us on our toes today. A mix of snow, sleet, some freezing rain. Starts up around mid-morning, continues into the afternoon on and off, and could make for slick travel. So if you're out and about on the roads, take it easy. Slick spots could remain overnight into early Thursday morning, too, before we start to clear things out, dry it out, heading into the end of the week. High temperatures today in the mid-30s, dropping into the low 20s overnight. Barely, but still up above freezing Thursday afternoon. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, the Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Flores, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, the Warren Treaty, the Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Now, back to more of Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:48. Happy snow day to you. Maybe. At some point, maybe Patrick Reynolds brought it with him. Host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. Don't forget the Merlefest ticket giveaways. If you know somebody with a birthday or anniversary, even if it's not yours, get their name on the prize wheel. Just like when we do the digital, social media contest giveaway stuff where you tag, like, comment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the old school way to do it. You call in your friend's
This is
birthday.
the in real life version.
Yes.
Yeah.
You call in your friend's birthday or anniversary, get them on the prize wheel. Then if they win during the week, then on Fridays, all put together another double prize wheel, we'll say. And you get tickets to Merlefest. That's the way you can do that. So something you can do. One thing. Did you bring the snow with you?
I brought the clouds with me so far.
That
That's all we got.
invisible snow. Still got that invisible snowfall happening right now.
If it's snowing up top in the upper atmosphere, I don't know where it's going because it's not here.
Do you think it's colder now than it was for you when you left the house than it was for me when I left my house this morning? Do you think it's colder?
No, I do not.
Same coldness?
You probably had colder.
Oh, you think it was colder?
I think it was colder when you left the house.
So you think it's warmed up?
A little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the snow is probably melting higher up.
I had daylight coming in here. You had darkness coming in here, so it's got to be.
I'm starting to get a little bit of the sunrise when I come in, though, but I come in pretty close to 7:06. So pretty close. close. I think I was here about 6:55 this morning, so I was here early today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Making it in early.
30 seconds by minute, a little bit. We're getting there,
little
gaining
bit
a
every
little
day.
daylight.
In Connecticut, is it snowmobiles instead of Vespas? Is that the proper mode of transportation?
Well, depends on where you are, actually. Some areas outlaw snowmobiles on freeways. And
What? This is America. What?
Yeah, some places they're legal, some places they're not. But when a blizzard would roll through, the snowmobile was the only way to get around anyway. So, and then there wasn't any law enforcement out anyway at that point. So, people just took it out anyway. So, yeah.
You excited for Atlanta this weekend? Speaking of snowmobiles, because
even that's a stretch for you, man. yeah, I'm excited for Atlanta. Good track. Gosh, it's one
same style racing that we saw in Daytona. You think?
Yeah, it's very similar. Oh, not same, but similar. Atlanta was a track that's been rebuilt. Been rebuilt twice. This is the third configuration. It's classic. Put it on the long list of things that were not broken that they decided to fix and to fix it again. And it's like, well, at least they kind of brought it back closer to where it was originally years ago. And it's like, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good close racing now. I like it. It's a nice track. It's not far. Want to go?
4-hour drive. The only problem with it for me is that it's just literally straight on 85. There
Yes.
are no turns whatsoever. You go 85 south for 4 hours.
Yes.
That's a mental stretch right there.
That's a tough one for you.
Whew. No turns? What am I driving for?
Point
Why
A to
am I
point
even
B.
touching this thing?
Yeah, you could always take the back roads there, making a nice little 6-hour drive.
Could just take a bus. That's the
You
other
could do
thing
that too,
You could
yeah.
do as well.
You could hop in that flying car that you
could.
had earlier.
Yeah,
you know?
Flying car.
What's our speed that from here to Atlanta Raceway with that one of those flying cars?
Well, if you don't have any, I imagine flying's pretty unregulated right now as far as speed miles per hour goes.
Right.
Like I don't think that's
Yeah.
in the rules as far. I mean,
That flying car did not look like it was going very fast though. It was more of a hover.
again,
a
I got to
hover
make it out of
car.
the neighborhood first with that thing.
Yeah, that's the first challenge. Just make it to the end of Catawba in that thing, and then see what you're thinking.
Give me those keys.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to Atlanta to check out the race. You can listen to WSIC this weekend. We're carrying the Cup Series race. So on Sunday, if you want to catch it, if you're out and about and you want to listen to it for a little bit while you're there, maybe you're stepping away from the party or the house or whatever for a little bit and you just want to stay connected, that's always an option. Download the WSIC News app. You can take it with us with you wherever you go, all 35 hours a week. And that'd be fun to go to Atlanta and go see the race. I've not been to that track before. I've not been to most of the tracks.
I didn't know they had a track in Atlanta.
See?
Yes.
To be honest, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been to every single one.
I'm sure you have.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Even the ones in the rectangle states.
Even the ones in the rectangle states, yeah.
What's your favorite track?
My favorite track, Indianapolis, hands down.
Okay.
Not even close.
The Brickyard.
Yes.
Is it really bricks? Like it's just individual bricks? Like
all that's left of the bricks is the yard of bricks at the start-finish line.
Okay.
But it was originally paved in bricks. That's why the nickname game is like
Wow.
the surface was bricks back in the early 1900s.
What kind of track is that?
It's a rectangle shaped. Technically it's an oval in race car speak, but it's 4 straightaways, 4 corners. Each corner 90 degrees. 2 long straightaways identical, 2 short straightaways.
So you actually have to hit the brake when you drive that course, or that
in a stock car, yes.
Yeah.
You use your brakes in that type of stock.
Is there a vehicle you don't have to use your brakes on that?
Indy cars, the
They
Indy
just-
500, they don't use the brakes when they actually they don't even lift. They send it flat foot all the way around the track.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's something to see
That
when
is
they like
something.
roll in there at coming down the front straightaway. Average speeds is 220, 230. So top speed, because you scrub off speed going around the corner, but they're pushing 240 going into the corner at the end of the straightaways. It is a sight to behold.
Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, Kyle Larson, trying to go for the double? Is it the double? What do we call it? The double?
I just call it a double.
The double?
I think it's fantastic. I love it. I would hope more guys would do it over the years. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic feat. It's hard to do. It's very difficult to do. But the fact that he's doing it, spectacular. Love it. Love to see more
Is it
guys do
always the Indy 500 and the Coke 600? It's always that combo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
They happen the same weekend, and so
Same day, yeah.
Same day, yeah.
Well, the green flag for one is around noon in Indianapolis, and the green flag for here in Charlotte is around 6. So in theory, with no delays, you can run the race, get on the plane, get on the jet. There's a lot of helicopters and jets
Right.
involved, and a lot of money.
flying cars.
Yeah, flying cars.
That's in what month? May?
May.
Oh, yeah, not a lot of rain at all for our area in particular when you're thinking about
It's
anything
always
like
Memorial Day
weather
weekend,
delays or
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, Memorial Day Sunday
Yeah.
is what it is.
Springtime? We don't get rain during springtime at all.
No, well, as much snow as we're getting today.
That's true. We might get some here about 10 o'clock during the Home Ad Show, 9 to 11,
Possibly.
Monday through Friday,
Possibly.
whether you're buying, selling, or
There's
celebrating.
no windows for me to check.
You can listen to the race this weekend here on WSIC. You might be able to watch NFL games on Netflix Sunday afternoons. Netflix is saying that they are going to bid on Sunday afternoon NFL games. We were talking about, afternoon. Okay, if you're
Are we saying
afternoon in the
afternoon?
East Coast or you afternoon on the West
That's
Coast,
what
so
I'm
it's
saying.
really the Sunday night game. Because I don't know where Netflix is incorporated.
I'll interpret that as the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock kicks.
I would
That's
say
afternoon.
those would be the afternoon games, the 1 and the 4 p.m. games.
So you're saying regular games,
Regular games,
regular
not
games.
Sunday night, not Monday night. I think this is just going to be the regular.
afternoon games is the Sunday afternoon. That's what I interpret that. Could be big.
Because
But they're-
Netflix getting all of the multiple games on their single streaming platform. I mean, for TV, that would be brutal.
But their 2 Christmas games averaged around 24 million viewers, according to Nielsen, and more than 65 million viewers were seen on the platform at that time. So while those were happening, so maybe popped in, popped out. But yeah, that was the most streamed NFL game in U.S. history. Were those 2 games that they had this year?
You two are probably too young to remember this, but this is a very familiar story. Happened, I want to say, about 30 years ago. There was a young network that just popped up and was just created. It was called Fox.
Yeah.
And they were like this 4th place, NBC, CBS, ABC.
Yeah.
Fox was just some side, whatever. Nobody cared. Suddenly, they wrote the big check for the NFL. They built a whole network on that. The people that have the rights right now definitely need to be looking over their shoulder at Netflix and going, oh, we need to open up the checkbook, because NFL is just a juggernaut in the United States. You can build an entire network off of football.
And Netflix already making moves with Christmas time, had 2 games on Christmas, both of which actually did air. They did actually.
And they worked too. It wasn't the delays, that Netflix had the issue with the streaming delays.
With the
and
Tyson fight.
The Tyson fight. All of us, OGs remember the Love is Blind live reunion. That was just horrible. Really let down. And so.
Talk about first impressions.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I could say kids gather around. I was there from the beginning. I walked so you guys
Tell us
could
about
run.
it, Auntie Mamie.
Right. Tell us about his grandma. Yeah, I walked so you guys could run. But these, I think this is really a big thing, because a lot of people, like you, Justin, like you guys cut the cord, right? You don't have cable anymore.
Yeah.
We've never had it in our house. We just do streaming. That's, 100% is all that we do. And we and then the benefits of these platforms too, like with a cable service, right? You're signing the contract, you're getting the equipment put in. With Netflix, you can sign in, do it for a month, cancel it, and then come back. They don't have any long-term contracts. You can come in and out as much
It's
as you
network.
want.
It's internet that's the main key for as far as service goes, and the not bundling. And look, our house has gone through the cycle of, okay, we've cut the cord. Now we're doing streaming. Well, now you got to get all the different streaming apps. Okay, we got way too many streaming apps. We need to cut these down.
Yeah,
right? So
so
we've
that's-
gone through the cycle.
That's where we are too. Yeah, I think Rob mentioned that, like, well, we're not paying as much as we are for cable, and I was like, well, actually,
when you combine
if
all
you
of it,
count all of these up, and now that they're getting into the share, the sharing isn't allowed, because we were running that. When you got a family as big as mine, you really only have to pay for one, and then everybody else jumps on.
Hey, something cool. I didn't realize that as far as a movie goes, that I don't know which platform, if it's on stream. It might be on Disney, actually. Heavyweights, you remember that movie? 30 years ago.
I do not.
Disney, Ben Stiller. It was a great movie. It was maybe more my generation than yours, Patrick. And that was filmed here in North Carolina, and I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I don't remember the movie.
Yeah, so it was only 30 years ago. You probably have to go farther back than that for movies. Maybe closer. We'll go closer. Sorry. No,
Whatever direction you want to go, man, let's go there.
Sorry.
I don't remember the movie, though.
I don't remember the movie either.
No, okay.
Bail and meet Mamie.
Yeah.
Bail and meet
Okay, all right, thanks.
Yeah,
Bill's giving me
your
a head
favorite.
nod.
That one and Space
Sorry.
Jam. That was y'all.
Oh, there we
y'all's
go.
two
Space
favorites.
Jam. We'll
Yeah.
take that. There we go.
Heavyweights
Patrick
is a good look.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was filmed in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Nice.
Didn't know that. Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show. You can listen to him every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating. Don't forget to tell your friends about birthdays and anniversaries. That's your opportunity to get tickets to Merle Fest if you or somebody you know wants to go. That's the best way you can do it for now is get them on the birthday and anniversary prize wheel each and every day. Call in the show, 844-STUDIO-4, 844-788-34 844-878-6464. The rest of the day for you, 11 to noon, you've got former Representative Jason Sain. His show, All Things Sane, will be airing. Noon to 3, Todd Starnes. If you need that national political conversation, obviously more and more developing each day, it sounds like. And that's, I think Kash Patel is set to get confirmed some point. I think tomorrow is word on the street. Is tomorrow, Kash Patel. Remember, that's FBI. So if you're interested in the RFK, JFK, MLK, files, 9/11, all that kind of stuff, your day might be coming. You might get a little bit of info. Heard they found, 2,000 extra pages from the JFK one they randomly found accidentally at the FBI?
In the cheese
something
cave?
like that. Something, yeah. You got Bill Russell, Town Talk. You got him at 4 o'clock. And 3 o'clock, Good, Bad, and the Guilty, Sheriff Darren Campbell, Iredell County. I did a little snip-snap there.
Serving you better than ever before. 1059 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.
What if you could wake up pain-free so you can leave the stress behind and conquer your day? Serenity Now Massage Therapy. 2 locations in Mooresville and Cornelius. Or book your next massage at serenitynowmassageandwellness.com.